Hello and welcome to the Futures 3D video training series. My name is Jeff Christiana and this is video number 4B, part 2 of video 4A of the Replicator 34 video series on how to reload your firmware and if you want to upgrade or if you're having issues. So as you can see where we left off in the last video, we have reconnected with the new firmware that we had just uploaded. So now we're going to show you how to install the firmware on a fresh set of ramps, Arduino set kit here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to disconnect this. Going to pull the USB cable. We're going to plug the USB cable into a fresh set of electronics. And what you'll want to do, I'm going to go ahead and X out of this. And what you want to do is when you launch ReplicatorG on a fresh set of a fresh Arduino board with no firmware loaded, you don't want to try to connect. If you try to connect, it's just going to lock up ReplicatorG and you will not be able to do a successful upload. It'll keep saying upload failed. So we'll go ahead and launch our ReplicatorG. It says try to connect to COM40. Now if we look here, it's actually COM41, but I'm not going to check that. Do not check either one or anything here. Just leave it as is. So now we're going to go to Machine. We're going to go to Upload New Firmware. We're going to select Ramps. We're going to select 1280 because that is what Arduino chip we are running. We're going to say Next. COM41, Next. Upload. Now we're going to check the electronics here, and I can see that the two LEDs in between the Arduino and the ramps are flashing very fast. That means this is going to be a successful upgrade. If you do get firmware failed, you just exit out of ReplicatorG, reconnect, and make sure that it's not trying to connect to the COM that it actually wants to connect on. If it is, you can just select COM3 and then exit out of ReplicatorG, go back into it, and then do your machine firmware upload again. So here is your firmware update succeeded. This is a brand new set of our electronics, and we're going to go ahead and connect. And it would help if I change the COM port. So we're going to go up here and change COM41. We're going to say connect, and we should see green. Oh, look at that. So what's going on here? This is just like what we learned in our last video. This set of electronics does not have a thermistor plugged into T0. So right away you see extruder switched off, minimum temperature triggered, error, printer halted, kill, called. So I'm just going to go over here and plug in a thermistor into T0. So T0 now has a thermistor plugged in, and we will try connecting again. And we will have to exit out, and we'll have to go back in. Okay, and there we go. We are connected. So simple as that. That halt error is there for your protection, and there's quite a few other safety precautions that have been taken with this new Marlin firmware. If you want to learn more about the Marlin firmware, you can go out to our download directory, and you can pull the Marlin firmware here, download it to your desktop. You can also read about it here, Release Candidate 2 on our active forum topics. And this here will tell you all about Release Candidate 2, and I'll be posting Release Candidate 3 here with all of its changes. And this also shows all of its machine codes and its G codes that it supports. So that pretty much wraps up how to load the firmware, how to upgrade it from scratch. That should pretty much cover 99.9% of the issues out there. We do test everything before we ship. We do load the firmware before we ship, and I've got a complete test bed here where I run through all of the XY, Z, extruder 0, extruder 1, T0, T1, T2, the heated build platform, the temperature. All of that is tested before the electronics or our printer ships. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the thermistor. We're going to see it kill the machine. That would basically just shut your machine down instantly to protect you from any hazards. So, alright, well, so the next video that we're going to be talking about is video 5, and that is how to navigate ReplicatorG for your TF 3D printer. We will see you in video 5.